Hello, Courtney Dillon at CourtneyDillon.com. And hello, my beloved Erik. I love you.
He is standing right here. He's wearing a navy polo today with some really kind of like baggy jeans.
Okay.
Shoes.
Oh,
He says, "Hi, Mom."
sounds like him. Hi, sweetie. All right, we are going to talk to the much beloved Lisa Marie Presley. And so thank you, Erik, for bringing her in. And Lisa Marie Presley, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed. And you have a voice now. Of course, you've always had a voice, but I just want to give that to you.
She says,
Yeah.
the first thing I'll just describe what I see, and then she's here. We'll let her talk. She feels a little bit reticent, like a little bit. There's a little bit of a shyness here. She very much has been telling me over the last couple of minutes that, she's been in the public eye her whole life, but she doesn't exactly like it that much. So she's here to set the record straight.
Yeah.
And because there's a lot of, like, she shows me gossip and rumors and all of this, which she doesn't like, garbage, she calls it.
Yeah. Oh.
But she feels a little nervous. So if it's okay with her, Erik's here, but her dad is standing to the right of her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Elvis. Big fan, of course.
He said, good to talk to you again, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
So, thank you.
And yes, please, Elvis and Erik, give her all the support she needs.
She's going to have the stage. It's just looking like she would like some support today.
Of course, yeah.
He might chime in, but he probably won't much.
Well, feel free to, and Erik, you too. Lisa Marie, what was the true cause of your death?
The first thing she says to me is, there are some medical factors, some reasons that contributed to my death, but I can see from this vantage point that heartache, grief, and heartbreak, particularly, are the energetic reason for passing so quickly and suddenly. She really didn't expect to go. Wasn't part of what she had planned, actually.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's actually a medical condition to die of a broken heart. It's a sort of the T. I can't remember cardiomyopathy. But did you have coronary disease just like your dad did?
No, it doesn't really look like it. She was having some. No, it's not the same disease. She's having some like palpitations or like what is it, the word arrhythmia?
Oh yeah, right.
But she didn't really think it was a serious condition. Really, it is more of an energetic cause here.
Yeah, the broken heart syndrome. I think that's probably what you have. There's an actual, when a person experiences sudden acute stress that rapidly weakens the heart muscle. Do you think that's what you had?
Yes, to a degree.
I'm surprised I didn't succumb to that either. So I understand.
She says, Elisa, the pain of losing your son. It is
excruciating. There are no words. There's nothing worse that can happen to a human being.
Nothing worse.
Yeah.
I was trying to do the best, put my best foot forward and do the best thing I knew how to do for my children. She's talking about her children who are still on the planet.
Yeah.
But she shows me, she felt shattered by the grief of her son. It really like opened up the previous wound of losing her father. It was something, it felt very like
Oh,
it almost felt like deja vu, she's saying. It brought up the amount of trauma from losing her father at such a young age also was like brought up very strongly
yeah.
the last 2 years.
Yeah. So I suppose you're with your son now, right? Obviously.
Yeah, she has a big smile.
And your dad. Can you tell us about who greeted you first and how that was, and just how things are with the three of you guys?
Um, wonderful. She shows me there was no pain, there was no suffering. There was like an attempt to resuscitate her or bring her back, but she had already actually transitioned at that point, or she had left her body.
Okay.
She immediately, it's like almost like a feeling of being baptized by this energy. That's what I hear. But it feels like water. It feels like a baptism of sorts of when she leaves her body. It's really peaceful. It's a cleansing that happens. She's cleansed by this heavenly light. After this period of feeling like she's in a baptism and being cleansed, she walks through this open corridor, and on the other side she sees her family, her father and her son. It looks like other people in her family, but
Grandma?
those two are yeah, but her father and her son are standing next to each other,
Okay.
and that's how she knows she feels all right at that point.
So
She said she had been waiting her whole life for that moment with her father.
So what did your father and what did your son say to you? And what did you say to
The
them?
first thing she said about her father is, and he would agree with this, that she's daddy's girl.
Oh, yeah.
And always has been. And so losing him really felt like she had lost a part of herself. He said, he has a charm. He's very charming. Yeah, yeah. And he said that he was like overcome with, it wasn't crying because they don't cry the same way, but it was like overcome. And he was so happy to see her again.
Oh, that's wonderful.
She's had some time to sit down with her son, although she's very much in this like in between phase. It doesn't
Healing
feel,
period.
yeah, it's a healing period. It doesn't feel like she's completely even processed her whole life yet. Actually, she hasn't. I mean, she can see more than she could when she was alive, but it doesn't feel like she's done all of the work to kind of heal and recover, because this is a really painful life, really painful. So she felt really a lot of pain.
Oh.
She's reunited. He's really like, both of them have such interesting energy that's very similar. Like they're very similar in how they see the world, and how just they're resonant as souls. And with her son, she always felt like a part of her father. You know, she always felt like there's part of her father when she was looking at her son. I mean, not just the physical features, it was like the energy of him.
Oh.
And so he she feels very peaceful, and it's mixed. This is mixed for her, because she's happy to be with him, but and she doesn't really want to talk about her children that much. But she is struggling like the feeling of being separated from them, and really trying to get through to them right now, which she is coming through to them.
Her other children?
Yeah, she has several other children.
Yeah.
3.
People have an inkling or inner knowing that they're about to exit. Did you have any of those suspicions, Ms. Presley?
I felt something wasn't quite right. for some time. Like, she says deteriorating health. There was deteriorating health issues, but it wasn't something she could put her finger on. She's showing me like she couldn't put her finger on, this is what's wrong with me. She also thought some of it could be emotional, the weight of grief,
Yeah.
depression, sadness. It was all sort of mixed up, and it was hard to, this is what's wrong with me.
Right.
So she had an inkling or a suspicion, but not on a totally conscious level.
So you were never diagnosed by a doctor as having some sort of heart disease, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Was your sudden death part of your contract?
She calls it was indeed an exit point.
Okay. What
Yeah,
about his
indeed
son?
an exit point.
Was his death an exit point or a contract?
Unfortunately, it was an exit point, but it was like he was trying to overcome this
Yeah.
soul pattern, they're saying. And, he made the choice to exit at that point. So he's still trying to overcome it.
Okay. Did you have the
He
option?
has made friends with Erik though.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I
Yeah.
can see you guys getting along.
They
Wow.
like each other a lot. They have a lot in common.
Well,
I mean, different, but yeah.
So did you have the option to come back and stay a little longer, like people experience with the NDE? It doesn't sound like it from what you said about them trying to resuscitate you, but you were already gone.
No, she had transitioned as soon as she had the first heart attack. She had left her physical body.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then that's when has this feeling of being in water.
Wow.
And it's like she's floating, but she's in water, and it was some sort of healing that she was going through, physical and also emotional healing that they were putting her through.
Reminds me of you, Erik, when you went through the blackness, which is not a bad thing, but it was kind of like a spiritual car wash for you.
Yeah, that's what it feels
Whoa.
like. It's hard to even describe it. She feels like covered in it, but you still feel like you can breathe, she says. Very peaceful.
Now I'm still looking up stuff, so please excuse me, but I'll ask this. During the Golden Globes, people said you looked very weak and out of breath when you were being interviewed. What was going on there?
Well, she said she did have an inkling that something was wrong. She knew, but also didn't want to face it. Like she hadn't gone and she should have gotten in like EKG and done all of that, but it didn't look like she had.
Okay.
She was feeling really weak.
Interesting. It's called Takotsubo. I don't remember this now. Cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy is a weak heart. So it sounds like you were in heart failure, and that would cause shortness of breath.
Yeah, I can see the months leading up to the heart attack, 3 months leading up to the heart attack, she could notice a deterioration on a physical level, but she just also felt that she was in a lot of grief and emotional pain, so it was hard for her to focus on it. Yeah.
But did you die ultimately of a cardiac arrest from an arrhythmia, like ventricular fibrillation, which so often happens with the cardiomyopathy?
It does look like the physical component is what you're saying. Yes, she's agreeing with that.
Okay.
But the energetic component is the stronger component here.
Of course. The loss of your beloved son brought deep heartache to you. I can relate. Now that you've crossed over, what advice can you give to those that are truly suffering a broken heart from the loss of a child? Oh, I need that advice too.
She's smiling, like kind of like a sly smile. She's got a gentle energy about her,
Yeah.
She's really like a little shy. She's saying that just because she's crossed over, she doesn't feel like an expert. What she can offer is that, well, truthfully, there's no words I can offer that take away this type of pain. The only thing I can say is that you will see your child again. And I also would encourage you to seek support of others who can listen with compassion and others who have really actually suffered the same thing.
Did you do that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does look like she found some support. She leaned on family and friends. She's saying that some people are judgmental, and those are not the people that you're wanting. And she's not naming names, but some people are judgmental when this happens.
I know.
But to find, it's almost like join groups of people who have experienced this. That's actually why she was, she is kind of on the fence of whether she wanted to come on today, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Not because she doesn't like you or didn't want to talk to you, but because she wanted to really respect and honor her family that's living.
And we will do that, of course.
But she's saying ultimately she chose to come on because of the work you do in bringing people together who have suffered and endured huge, heartbreaking tragedy and loss. And she's really very commends you for this work.
Well, thank you. This person says, I really love the music you made. I believe I read that you made 3 albums. Were you still making music and performing the last several years, or did you put it in the back burner because, you have other things going on like raising kids?
Music is fundamental to who I am.
Of course, it's in your genes.
Yeah, it's in her genes. But I decided to turn my attention to being a mom and focusing on raising her kids. Okay. I'm happy with that choice.
All right. Now, this is for you, Elvis Presley. How do you feel about the Elvis movie? Many people say it seemed as if Austin Butler channeled Elvis's spirit for his role as Elvis. I'm not familiar with that one. Sorry.
He's stepping forward. All I can say, ma'am, is not everything in that movie is accurate, but Austin did a great job. He feels and they feel connected. Like there's some way, I do think he kind of channeled his energy or asked to be connected with him.
Interesting.
He thinks he did a very, very good job. Yeah.
Maybe they had a past life together or something, or just.
He's saying that this actor, and I'm not familiar with this actor, but that he's a true talent. He's a true talent.
Cool. Was it a gift or a curse to be the child, Lisa, of someone so famous? Or was there anything you wanted to do but couldn't do because of it?
She started laughing a little bit and said curse. She loves her father deeply, but I am not one who it's weird because she loves music and loved singing and perform and being like musical, but she also really likes privacy, and she felt like she was shoved. She's showing me being shoved into the limelight just very early, and everybody places you under a microscope and examines your life just very closely, and I think that was extremely uncomfortable for her. She can see now that it might have been different if my father had lived, but because of his untimely passing, it felt like a lot of the attention was really just directed almost violently into her, and she didn't feel very good about that.
So I think I know the answer to this. Was music really your passion, or just what was expected of you? I think it was your passion, right?
Oh, this is interesting. She says music is her passion, and it is the thread that kept me connected to my father. So it's really one of the reasons that she kept making music, is because it connected her to this part of her father, or who he is, actually.
Now, if you were not Elvis's child, what career, if any, would you have pursued, you think? Great question.
You know, she does love movement, like some type of dance.
Oh, okay.
She didn't get to really do this or express it, but she does love to express herself through movement.
Well, you need to teach Erik some.
Oh, he has no moves. He has
He's
no
got
moves.
no moves, baby.
No, her son's very, she has the feeling of an artist.
Yeah.
So it feels very much like she would have expressed herself through art in some way.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, so Erik was one of the first major superstars the world has ever seen, making you one of the first children of a superstar to grow up so publicly. How did that affect your life and the choices you made?
It was very, very difficult. I cannot fully express to you the challenge of having the cameras on you after my father passed. She wanted more ability to kind of grieve.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a child, so she doesn't really know how to even say all of this, but it felt like everybody's staring at you. Everybody's analyzing my every move. Everybody's judging me. It was hard. It was not easy, and she doesn't recommend it to anyone. Yeah.
Now, is it true your mom forced you into some sort of Scientology therapy at a young age? And like, what effect did that have on you?
Yes, there is truth to this. She doesn't really want to talk about her mom that
Okay.
much.
Right.
She's not super excited to do that. She will say that it shaped a lot of who she was and what she believed. The background in Scientology.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, in a way,
Negatively.
oh,
Negatively.
negatively. In what way? What was negatives?
There's some aspects of Scientology that are not negative that she agrees with.
Yes, I agree with that.
And to this day now.
Right.
However, there's some dark, she's not telling me what they are. There's some dark aspects to the belief system. And she can see that it created problems for her mother as well.
Yeah, they go after you and they never let go. Once you're in there, their talents will not retract. Is that
Yeah.
what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's kind of what she's referring to. It feels like claustrophobic is the word I'm hearing.
Okay. Why did you leave Scientology ultimately? What was the main reason? Darkness?
The darkness, claustrophobia, feeling like you are being controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't, all of those reasons are what ultimately kind of forced her to leave.
Okay. Now, excuse me for this one because it may be a little difficult and you don't have to answer it. Why did you start using drugs, especially if you saw what it did to your dad? Why did you go down that road, this person? Don't you pressure?
It's okay. She can answer. She doesn't have anything to hide, she says. I decided I started using drugs for the reason that most people start using drugs. They are in a lot of an emotional pain.
Yeah.
It was a coping mechanism. What I felt at the time, she knew it wasn't the right thing for her, but she was trying to alleviate her pain, and she also felt like this is the only way to do it.
The pain from your father's death?
She has a lot of tragedy in her life. Like it just feels like she has been broken by life many times. Like she's a survivor. She has the energy of a survivor. She very much like has picked herself back up as you have, Elisa, before. You know
I'm
that
telling
same
you, I
feeling.
feel some similarity here with Lisa
No,
Marie.
that's
I
why
mean, it's like
she agreed to talk to you.
tragedy. And it's like sometimes I'll say, what's next? Locust? I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
understanding, Lisa
I
Marie.
mean, she has lost many people very dear to her in her life. And she has just, she's not saying this to be a victim, but rather to give you a glimpse of understanding into why a person would choose to use drugs
Of
and
course,
alcohol too.
of course. Well, that's a drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Eric died, that's the first thing I started doing is drink 2 glasses of wine every night. And well, except when I was dying in the tundra, I didn't drink there because there's no sommelier to serve me, to give me the wine list to serve in the bottle. I'm kidding. Okay, so these are questions I'm going to say, but I will not ask you to answer it. Are you concerned for your children's anger and resentment seeing you as an addict, and will they follow in your footsteps with addiction? So we won't go there, okay? All right. So what caused your son's mental illness? Was it the same as Eric's?
Um, there's struggles with depression, a lot of struggles with depression. And it feels, I don't know if he was ever formally diagnosed, but it feels like there's a lot of up and down, almost like, what's the word? Bipolar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And he's very creative. He's very artistic, but he also has these very low lows.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
I know what it's like to watch that in your son, because I had to watch that for years with Eric, wondering when I was going to get the phone call, or in my
It's
case,
always in the back of your
me.
mind,
Yeah.
she says.
So, were you worried about that? Were you expecting him to take his life eventually, or was it a total shock?
And no, it was she shows me it's in the back of her mind always, but I love my son. I hope and pray. She's always praying for him, always wanting the best for him, always trying. But she she felt like this, that it wasn't enough, that she didn't do enough.
I know.
She felt like that.
He looks so much like you and your father. Jeez, I mean, he's a beautiful boy.
Yeah, he has beautiful eyes. He's
Beautiful.
coming through. He has these really piercing, soulful eyes.
Why was he depressed, do you think? Was it all biochemical, neurochemical, or was he affected by certain tragedies, losses, hardships, etc.?
A little of both. It looks like there was. I'm not a perfect mother. I had,
Why am I?
and she had guilt, and a lot of guilt she was feeling and carrying after his death about some of the choices she made earlier in her life. Like, it feels very much like she is a committed mother, but she very much loves her kids, and she really wants that to be clear. Like, she very much, she would do anything for her children, anything.
Too.
And I'm a human, and as a human, we make choices. And sometimes those choices aren't good, and sometimes those choices can affect other people.
Well, I think mothers have guilt in their DNA, and they backfit things to, like, oh, if I only had not said this, or if I had only not put him in timeout for something like that. I mean, that's the way we are, right?
It's hard to live with. It's hard to live with.
Much so. Now, if you're with your father during this reading, which you are, what are your thoughts of him now as opposed to when he was on Earth? What a great thing. So what do you think about him now? Awesome.
I love him as much now as I did when he was around on the planet. They very much, I think she even consciously did it. They were very much communicating when she was on the planet. They were very in contact with one another. They have he was always talking to her.
Soulmates?
Yes,
Or maybe twin
absolutely.
flames or not?
No, soulmates.
Who was? Oh, go ahead.
This is funny. They're showing me a lifetime they of actually they're in Egypt, and they are like Egyptian royalty, and they're standing. This is interesting because this is like how, and they're giving me chills. So I'm right on the right track. They're standing in this palace, and they're all kind of sitting together. And so they're showing me that they actually have come together in these different configurations. And he has a kind of a smirk on his face, and he says, "This isn't the only lifetime they've called me the king."
Oh, cool. All right. Did you really love Michael Jackson? No. I forgot to ask. Who was the love of your life that came before I checked it up? Too early.
Her ex-husband looks like is very close to her, like friendship, like a very, very deep friendship, and her son, but she very much loves Michael as well.
Yeah, so that's that's another question. Did you really love Michael Jackson?
Absolutely, with her whole heart.
Have you met him on the other side now?
Of course, of course.
Let's talk about that. How was that?
Wonderful. He's don't, this is important to hear. Don't believe the lies that have been told about him.
I agree. Totally agree.
They are not true. And
No.
she will defend him. She says the expression is, "I'll defend him to the death," but she's laughed when she said that a little bit.
Oh God.
But just she really wants to clear the air. I mean, he doesn't need that kind of
No, he doesn't, of course not.
he
No.
doesn't need that, but she's gonna do it anyway. He's
Good.
a wonderful, caring, kind, loving human, and he loves me very much. His death was also a huge, shattering tragedy in her life. Yeah.
Of course it was. Did y'all ever get married? I don't think you did you? Or maybe you did.
No, it does look like they got, she's showing me rings.
Oh, okay.
So yes,
All right.
yes. I don't know if they wore them or if this is a metaphor, but it feels like they did make yeah, they did.
So when y'all met, let's talk about that, you and Michael.
What's the word? Kismet? What is that?
Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they were, yeah, they share a lot in common. Even though they look kind of like, she says, like an odd couple, or they don't look like, they share a tremendous amount in common. He understood the difficulty of being in the public eye. He could see me for who I am and allow me to be vulnerable. And she really, really, really loves and cares about him deeply. He's
So when y'all
very
met,
gentle.
he's so gentle. I never believed any of that stuff. So, what were the first words you guys exchanged on the other side? Words.
He says, well, yeah, it's telepathy. He says, it's like they never, he says, "Good to see you again," but it's like they just picked up where they left off.
Okay.
It's like this very beautiful reunion energy, and it's like, oh, hi, there you are again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She has the people that she puts in her life as close to her, they're very deep soulmates.
Yeah.
You know,
It sounds like
so, and she only has a handful. Like, she doesn't let people, this is interesting that she's even willing to do this, because she kind of doesn't, she keeps people at an arm's length.
Well,
That's
at
her
the
way.
end of this, you can always tell us to not publish it.
No,
We'll leave it
she
to you.
wants to set the record straight. She respects the work you do, and she wants to say that to you. She respects the work you do a lot. It helps a lot of people, and she hopes that this message today will help others. That's her goal.
Yeah. Now, did you have a soul contract with Michael Jackson? And like, did you have some past lives with him?
Yes, a couple. She's not showing me the past life, but what she is saying is that they have came to assist each other in soul evolution. They're really good friends. Like, even though they were romantically involved, it's just a friendship. It's a bond of friendship here.
That's nice. So look, I'm gonna break just for a little bit. I'm not gonna break and like pause or anything, but I want y'all to know that I'm paying for a service to get closed captions for the hearing impaired, of course, but also so we can it can be translated into any language. We've got a whole bunch of languages right now, but if you want a language that it's not on the captions list, then just put it in the comments, okay? And it's different how you access this on on a smartphone. You have to go to the top right and make sure that the CC icon is white, or click on it if not. And then you go to the gear right next to it, you choose captions, and then you choose a language. On a laptop and computer, it's different. It's on I think it's on the bottom right, but you'll figure it out. So there's that.
So as you were talking, Michael popped in.
Oh, hi, Michael.
Standing back. He's standing on the left-hand side.
I think he's been trying to teach Erik how to dance too. Okay.
Yeah. He's just gonna stand there because we were talking about him, and I also could hear there was some song, and I'm sorry I don't know the name of it. He's not telling me the name, but there's some song about like the world and coming together, and I had this image he keeps showing me of the world and like hands, kind of people holding hands. So he's glad you're doing the closed captioning because it's an important message that is supposed to be reached actually around the world. And I think you are having a sense of that right now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a lot of people who are hearing impaired, but also a lot of people who understand English, but maybe their friends and family don't. And so
this will help get the word out, he says. It's a good idea.
Oh, good. All right, Lisa Marie, where was your happy place on earth? Where did you find the most peaceful place to be? What a great question. I love my peeps. They're so brilliant. Oh my gosh.
There's a home that she shares with her children, that she really loves her home. It feels very peaceful. She has kind of mixed emotions about Nashville, but she does love Nashville and does consider it a home.
Okay.
But there's some pain there as well because of her father's death. But
of course, yeah. Is the Presley bloodline / lineage living out some lessons? It's like it started with Gladys, then Elvis, then Benjamin, now Lisa Marie. It's like they all were carrying something, like they couldn't just find their own image or reason for living. So
no, she doesn't. Definitely there is some karmic lessons we are here to overcome, but it doesn't feel, it's more, she doesn't agree with that question totally.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
What was your biggest achievement in life other than your beautiful children, of course?
Well, before you said that, she said being a mother. Like she feels she feels really like that was her most, she says that's my most important job. And also she doesn't find achievements from anything that she's accomplished, but in the small ways I was able to help others, help people. Okay. I mean, she like giving back.
That's nice. Do you think you fulfilled your purpose here on life? If so, what was it?
She says they ask me hard questions.
I know.
Verdicts out. I fulfilled much of what I came here to achieve. But you can check back in with her after she's in the queue, she says jokingly, for the life review.
Oh, all right. What is the most, this is beautiful, loving experience that you have experienced?
simple things. I see now the best parts of my life are in the simple moments. She's really like showing me, like giving her little children a bath,
Oh,
like bath time.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, those little
And now they won't let me. I'm kidding. Look, it's
great
bath time.
grandkids.
The grandkids, I do, yes, of course.
Mhm. That's really it. Just these
Okay.
like being with her children, spending time with them. She loves being a mother. She's very maternal. She's very warm. So
Okay. So Elvis, what did you think about the marriage between Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie?
he was supportive and realized that they are spiritually connected.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Are you watching over your mother now, Lisa Marie?
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
She has a message, if she were to hear this,
Yes.
that she is okay, because there's a lot going through her mother's mind of her, if she's at peace or
Yeah.
anything like that. So just let mom know I am at peace. I'm not struggling anymore.
That's
She
all
feels
mothers want.
she is very has a hard time with being away from her living children, but she does feel some relief, honestly. She feels some relief.
What do you mean?
She was in so much emotional pain
Yeah.
that it didn't feel like it was like she would get up and do what she needed to do and keep going for her children.
Yeah.
But she was in so much pain, it was difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Anyway, you will see them again.
Yes.
So why did you reincarnate as Elvis's daughter? Like, what was that all about? Mission-wise? Last page.
There's a strong soul agreement.
Yeah.
He helps me grow. She also just says, I'm daddy's girl. She's daddy's girl. That's what she calls herself. And they just have this bond that is so strong and powerful and loving. He's a really good father to her.
And this question we already answered pretty much. Did you have any previous lifetimes with your famous father? So you already talked about the Egyptian one, the king, and all that stuff. Is that the main one, do you think, that influenced your life as Lisa Marie Presley, or do you want to share another one?
There is, okay, so it's interesting. There's like this in this royal lifetime, this Egyptian one, it's very lavish. It's like, I mean, it's like, they're being fed grapes type of lifetime, yeah.
Yes.
And they have another lifetime in which they all lived in this one room, like, a whole family in one room, very much impoverished, struggling, poor, and they go together. He even said yesterday when he came through before you even asked me to do this. I told you that story with the song came on my phone, and he said something like, it's a family affair. Like they like to travel together as souls.
You want to share? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. So yesterday, it was yesterday. All of a sudden, I was making my daughter breakfast and I could hear a song playing on my phone. I mean, I hadn't put on music or anything, and it was Heartbreak Hotel.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, oh, hi Elvis, and I kind of didn't really, think about it too much. I just said hi and kind of went on with my day. But then you had asked me later that day to talk to her, and he was very much present, and I was like, oh, that's why you're kind of making your presence known. This was going to happen. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts now after your life review? But you have not completed that, so we probably need to skip that, right?
Uh, she says, get back to me in a month.
Okay. Someone wants to know how crossing over was for you. I mean, can you tell us, did you follow a white light? I mean, just that kind of stuff, I guess.
Very peaceful. Shocking at first because didn't feel well, but she also was like not prepared to go in that moment. Um, again, it's that feeling of baptism of water,
Yeah, right.
and it's like light, but it has this almost liquid light quality to it. It's being bathed in light. It was a healing. Her body and her spirit and her just kind of her emotional health needed some healing energies.
Yeah.
And it feels very angelic, like she was surrounded by the presence of several angels. On the other side of that, it's like a big corridor, and it's light, but she walks through this corridor, and I can hear footsteps as she walks. And on the other side of that, she sees her family.
Oh, that's wonderful. What's your opinion about heaven? In TripAdvisor, how many stars would you give it? I'm kidding.
5 stars.
Yeah.
Heaven's great so far.
What's the biggest thing you get out of that? Like, what do you like the best about it? About the afterlife in general.
She's so far so good. She's a little complaining about the food because eating isn't the same. She kind of liked to eat. She did like food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she misses that a little bit, but she's just happy to be reunited. She's happy to be with her son and her father again.
But you can develop the ability, according to Erik, to manifest the texture and all the.
Yeah, she hasn't figured that out yet. So far, it's like a little bit.
It's probably never.
You don't really have the desire to eat in the same way, but it's like she misses that a little bit.
Okay.
But maybe Erik can teach her.
Yeah, Erik, teach her. Will you teach her, Erik?
Yeah, he'll work on it.
He'll work on it.
Yeah.
Did you find reaching the other side in line with or as it was described in your religious beliefs? Which I do not know I don't know what you were probably Baptist.
She always,
or
yeah,
or?
she's like, she has a sense when she's on earth that there is another side. She knows that. She knows because she's very much in contact with her father throughout her life. She's very intuitive. I don't know her sign actually, but it would be interesting to see. It feels like a very intuitive sign, like very psychic. She has a lot of psychic ability, and she could very much hear and sense her father throughout her lifetime. He would come through in some of her music, it looks like. She would work with him and bring him through in some of the music.
Okay.
I'm seeing, is she a water sign? Because she keeps showing me water. I'm just curious.
Up.
Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter, but it's just this
know.
like very psychic, empathic person.
Aquarius.
Very sensitive. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Makes sense. Cool. Priscilla, she's a Gemini. And Elvis, Capricorn, I think. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, he says.
Oh, okay. What's the most shocking truth you learned after your passing, Miss PRESLEY?
How sometimes people want to make tragedy into like a comment or like a, what's the word? News show. Like that really bothered her.
Media sensationalism.
Yeah, some of how she was being presented to the public really bothered her because she was very worried about her children, and she did not like what they were saying about her.
Not a fan myself. All right, what was your main purpose of this lifetime? To learn and to teach?
She learned She says forgiveness,
Oh,
forgiveness
oh,
of really herself,
oh, yeah.
but also others. Like there's an energy of forgiveness that through these experiences she says, attempting to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not easy. That's a big one.
No.
That and surrender. Those are the two hardest. Very, very difficult. What about teach? Were you here to teach anything?
I don't call myself a teacher, but I hope that through like some of the work, it kind of feels like charitable work or work she did to help others.
Yeah.
And particularly in the last couple of years, like, I don't know what she made, but it feels like she's been doing some work about, people who had lost children,
Okay.
work. Yeah. That she views as not so much teaching, but caring for others, listening, helping.
Nice. So we're doing the same thing, kind of.
Yes, she
I love
does
that.
have, there's a lot of similarities in even your personality, she says.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I have a very shy side. I mean, I push myself to get out there, but I am super shy, actually, and like to be a recluse. Okay, are you happy to have it? If you had a chance, would you come back to Earth? And do you have plans for your next reincarnation?
Um, probably, yes, she will come back to Earth. They're like in back at the drawing board right now. So
Oh,
it's important to realize that what we experience on Earth is a gift, as hard as it is, that we can have tremendous personal growth and evolution through these experiences.
yeah.
And so she really would encourage, and she didn't always feel this way, but she would encourage people on Earth right now to view it as a gift, a temporary gift, because it feels very fast to her life. Like she feels like, I can't believe it's already complete, you know?
Yeah, of course. Um, what is the most important things us humans on Earth need to be doing? And what's the most
Care,
important message you can give the world?
loving and caring for one another, listening without judgment, and being kind.
Yeah.
Helping, really helping.
Yeah,
Like,
living life in love,
yeah,
not
she's
fear and all
saying
the
to
facets.
me
Yeah,
for everyone to look around their neighborhood, their community, and find one way that you can help another person.
absolutely. It's so easy to do.
One act of peace.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love that.
And that was one thing she had in common with Michael, or he really believed in
Yes. Oh
being
God.
like a messenger of peace to the world.
Collective. He targeted so many of his songs to healing the collective, I think, and to helping the
Yeah,
collective.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And then she feels very much the same way, that is her mission, her goal, and she, in some small way, hopes she helped other people.
Of course. Now, is there any little known thing about you that's kind of fun? Like Marie, Madame Curie had one skirt sewed
Not
up.
as interesting, not as interesting.
Oh, just make up something. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Don't do that.
She loves chocolate. Like
Mm,
she showing me like lots of different desserts and chocolate, and she could really get into eating chocolate. She loves it.
mm.
Um, she loves travel, although it doesn't feel like she was doing it as much as she, because she had kids and
Oh,
all
yeah.
that. But she loves, seeing the world. And I'm seeing an image of, and I don't know if she got to go there, but like Morocco and the markets in Morocco and
Ooh, wow.
all of that. Like she loves like culture and being in new places and traveling.
Well, you need to come to Norway with us March 1st, and we will show you some good chocolate.
Okay.
Erik said that, and Erik, you could teach her to actually enjoy the taste the living person is enjoying, and sort of replicate that whole.
Does Erik really like spaghetti or spaghetti and
Oh God,
meatballs? Because
yes.
he's showing me as you
Pasta, big
say
time.
that. Oh my God, he loves his pasta. He's showing me, I'm sorry, he's making me laugh because he's like slurping pasta and like chewing it really kind of loudly,
Oh yeah.
just like he would. Yeah. And he will show her how to eat. Like, I don't know, he loves the spaghetti and meatballs. I don't know if you make it or
Yeah, no, we
buy
did.
it.
Big
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But
He loves it.
he loved
Mhm.
Marie Callender, the ravioli a lot. Yeah, I'd have to get that to him all the time. So
Mhm.
Elvis and Lisa, there's a TV series that somebody wants to do about our story.
Mhm.
Can you help from your side to manifest that in a way that honors Erik and that helps, without being preachy, teach a lot of the stuff that Erik has been teaching me and others for so many years?
Elvis is saying he would be happy to. He's very grateful for the chance to speak with you today, and he'd be happy to help. She's agreeing with him also that he's speaking.
It's Melissa Chavella from is the producer that approached us saying this would be an awesome, series. And there are two ways to do this. You could do a serial or you could do episodes like Stranger Things. That's a series. Okay. Modern Families, like episodes where it doesn't make any difference when when you drop in. And Melissa's thinking serial, but making it a comedy with dark elements, like a
There
drama.
has to be there has to be humor in this. That's very important
Mostly
to Erik.
humor.
Yeah. Well, it's both because
You have to have both. You have to have the
yeah,
edge and all that stuff.
yeah. But
Yeah, but
Erik says it has to be, Erik's funny,
it's funny anyway. Yeah.
yeah. No,
So
they'll help you. They're on board to help. So they'd be
as
happy
long
to.
as it helps to bring awareness to people about all the things that that we've been learning from Erik and others. And the way to do that is, have you ever watched The War with Elijah Woods and Kevin Costner? I think it was 1994.
No,
It's
I haven't.
amazing. That's the way to teach morality without being preachy. Just by
Okay, I'll watch it. I will go
it's
watch that.
one of my favorite movies,
The War. Okay,
The
I'm
War.
writing it down.
And Elijah was so cute and so little and just so brilliant. Oh my God, it's very emotional. I kind of want to watch that tonight. Anyway, all right, thank you. Y'all check out Courtney Dillon at CourtneyDillon.com.
They say they're both saying thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna do my thank yous, I promise. And she's a wonderful healer and more. And we're gonna have her on to talk about a special kind of healing at one of our radio during one of our radio shows. Erik, I love you. Lisa Marie and Elvis, thank you so much. It's been an honor to talk to you, and I hope we did you
The
justice.
honor, he says the honor is ours. Thank you. And she says thank you. She's very grateful.
Thank you.
And
Sweetheart.
Erik says, I love you, Mom.
I love you
He's
too.
still eating his spaghetti.
Of course. Lisa, go give your baby a hug, okay?
Yeah, she will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all be sure to hit the notification button, share, and do the closed caption thing. And enjoy life. Lead it in love, not fear.
Absolutely. Yeah, good message.